Hello and welcome to the Meow, where I talk about deep things and you watch me suck during gameplay. In the background I should be playing Sniper using Stock Rifle, Droughty, and the Freedom Staff. On a pre-note, I want to say sorry for not posting for the past month. I was actually in Colombia, visiting family and sightseeing and stuff like that, so I was unable to post anything at all. You could notice from the title what this video is going to be about. Learning. Learning. A verb used to describe the action our brains do when a new topic is brought to our attention. Learning is such a broad focus range that I'll need to slice it up into smaller pieces to talk about it a little better. First will be the benefits of learning, second being how to learn, and third being what to learn. Hopefully this will inspire some of you a little, for those of you still in school. Schools near me at least started up again. I decided to skip this semester of college to focus on some other things in my life, such as the trip I took to Colombia for a month, my mom's wedding, moving, and just getting my life in order since I've been all over the place recently. So unfortunately, I'm not in school at the moment, but like you, I always have room for more learning. Learning helps us remember things to better our lives. Some may argue that a few courses that are required in school won't really help us in our lives. I can agree to that. After graduating high school with 6 math credits, I still pull out my phone to use as a calculator to see how much I need to tip. But that's mostly my laziness. You'll find that you remember more than you think you can remember. In middle school 7 years ago, I took 2 years of Spanish, and when I was in Colombia, I was around, for the most part, Spanish speakers. And your brain does this thing where you didn't expect yourself to remember the things that it does. Surprisingly enough, I could make out most conversations that were in Spanish. Speaking it in the other native language, Piapoco, let's just say those were unachievable. But regardless, even if you don't think you'll need those geometry and history classes because you'll never use them in life, you'll find that you use them a lot more than you think. Learning will help you in so many ways. Heck, I wouldn't even made it past security at the airport if I hadn't taken those 2 years of Spanish years ago. Now, unless you're one of those few people cursed/blessed with the ability to remember everything and can't forget memories, then the learning shouldn't be a struggle for you. Go ahead and read the dictionary front to back if you are. That's what I do. On the other hand, for the rest of us, we're stuck with the struggle of learning. To understand how to make learning easier, you have to understand how the brain works. Your brain makes connections and forms a bond between memories of previously learned things. For example, if you try out a new soup for the first time, and you get a hint of peppermint taste as you swish it around your mouth, your brain makes that connection where you remember a past time when you had peppermint candies as a kid, or went to Olive Garden and ate all their peppermint chocolates they hand out when the bill comes around. That's the way our brains tie together new things to remember. However, if you're learning something completely new, your brain has nothing to connect it to. You'll notice that if you're learning new formulas in math class. Well, for example, I'm learning programming in college, and learning 3 new languages at the same time can be tough, especially when the languages can be completely different from one another, and there's nothing really to form connections to each other. This doesn't mean you should get discouraged from trying to learn new difficult things. Once you understand the foundations of a topic, mentally, you'll automatically remember the foundation pieces and use that as a base for more advanced learning. You may be able to connect a few Spanish words back to English words because they sound similar, like escuchar in school, or económico and economic, and that's how you'll quickly remember those words in the future. The learning process is always slow in the beginning if it's a new topic, but before you know it, you'll be making faster connections between things and learning more. Unfortunately though, we aren't blessed with being able to remember everything. We only have the capacity to use 10% of our brains, so sometimes our brains get sneaky and does a little tidying up behind our backs. Since you can only remember so much at a given time, your brain will erase memories from our brain, push them in the back corner of our head where we can't find them. It'll pick from things we don't use regularly, like files on your computer that you haven't been modified in over a year, and just send them to the recycling bin and click delete without your permission. With that being said, if you aren't interested in learning those silly math classes, I can guarantee you that your brain will do you a favor after you finish them and erase all those formulas you were up all night studying. It does that to make room for new things to learn, things that you're interested in learning. Those will be the files you open up regularly to run every week. So I urge you to go ahead and try to pick up a new thing to learn. If you don't see yourself going to college or don't know what to major in, just go with anything that you're interested in. If you like taking selfies on Snapchat or for Instagram, go ahead and try learning photography and video production. If you're always on the computer and playing video games, then maybe you should try learning how to produce video games for yourself. Because I can guarantee you that there's an idea that you have for a video game that you want to be made, but you just don't know how to make it. The choice is yours. Go after anything you want to learn. Sometimes it'll be difficult, but once you've mastered it, you'll be glad you did.